All right, all right. Well, welcome aboard, everybody. I appreciate you coming on with me. I was trying to get here real early. Let me shut my doors behind me real quick. There you go. I was trying to get here earlier, man. I am so sorry. I'm going to be talking for, so I just want to welcome everybody in as they begin to come on in. Definitely want to send everyone a big shout out. You know what? I'm so excited in regards to what's taking place in my own jurisdiction. I really am. And I want each of you to be excited about the things that are taking place in your own jurisdiction. If something is taking place in your jurisdiction that excites you, I would like for you to post it in this group. In this chat group. If something is taking place in your jurisdiction that excites you in regards to being a Mason, regardless of jurisdiction, go ahead and post that tonight. But I want to send a greetings to everybody who's on tonight. Just letting you know how much I appreciate you coming on and tuning in to what's being said. And I thank you for your participation. I really do. And I just want to say, man, after September, yeah, a whole lot of things are going to happen. And it's I just can't wait to share some things that are happening in my jurisdiction with you, but I can't right now. I'm supposed to hold it to my breast until after it happens, then I can share it. Now, a few of you who may be watching may already know, but for those of you who don't, they're sworn to secrecy. For those of you who don't know what's about to take place in my jurisdiction, uh, you know what? Just stay tuned. But for those of you who do know to take place, you are sworn to secrecy. There will be no telling. This must stay under wraps until it actually happens because I don't want to be disappointed. But right now, the way things look, cheers. Yeah, for real. So happy Friday to everybody. Welcome to the show. Brother, if I gave you a hint, oh man, you know what? I can't give you a hint. Because bruh, as much as it's on my heart to let it out, I can't do it, man. My mediator tonight, my administrator tonight, Brother Stephen Jackson, who's a part of the Research Lodge, he knows if you are a part of Research Lodge number 147, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But you can't say nothing because I can't say nothing. But I had to share it with you, okay? And this is going to take place during the month of September, but it can't get out until after September. Hey, that's just the way it was given to me. Okay? It was given me that way, but I'm excited. They never said I couldn't say anything in regards to just being excited. I just can't tell you exactly what's going to take place until after it takes place. Hey, my fault. So look, welcome aboard tonight, everyone, to this great show. Let me send everybody a big shout out who's on right now. Hey, what's up, Vincent, Alex? I appreciate you. Thank you very much for tuning in and looking in on me. Blessings to your family and friends. Thank you to my administrator, Brother Jackson. I appreciate you. Mike Larry, what's up? Big shout out to everybody and to each jurisdiction that is in here tonight. Big shout out to you. So we're going to talk about unseen forces. So the other day during the show, we talked about Elohim. We talked about that name Elohim and what it meant as far as the grand architect of the universe. So just so you know, and some of you may already know, and I don't know how many of you have ever been told in regards to the Masonic teachings. We have often been informed that Freemasonry have good men become better men. I got one better for you. Have you ever been told the teachings of Freemasonry? What are its teachings? What is expected of you in Freemasonry? What are those unseen forces at work in your life? Because it is said that every Mason, before he takes on any undertaking, he should pray. That's what it says. That's what it says. So if it's telling you that you should pray, why should you pray unless there are unseen forces that you are calling upon to move forth in your direction, in your way, or to intervene for you? So tonight we're going to talk about those unseen forces. We're going to talk about the Masonic teachings of unseen forces. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but I bring that subject up only because in my own Masonic journey, and as I go back and I recount some of the things that was told in regards to me, that came up. You know, as a Mason, before any undertaking, you always should invoke the blessings of deity. And the question is, why? Is there some unseen forces at work when I invoke the blessings of deity, when I call upon the name of deity? Am I expecting something to happen in regards to me doing such a thing? And my answer is yes, there is. And the African American culture, or let's say the black culture and experience in America, you know, we say prayer will change things. That's what we say. Before that, you know, man should always kneel and pray, giving reverence to deity. Why is that if you are not expecting some unseen forces to take place? So let's take a look at a couple of things. First, we're going to take a look at the Masonic teachings. What are the Masonic teachings? Because I don't know how many of us really get into the Masonic teachings and aspect of that which we are part of. We are part of a great organization. When the politics are removed from it, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Don't be tripping. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. When you remove the politics out of Freemasonry, you know it is a great organization. That yappity dog I got, if it weren't for my grandkids, I'm just saying. Oh, if it wasn't for my grandkids, Lord knows. I'm part of a small band of guys, brothers, are looking to start and join on the Black Odd Fellows Lodge. Interesting. All right, I got my application the other day I've had it for about 2 weeks now to become an Odd Fellows, and that's something I'm looking into. But tonight we're going to talk about unseen forces in the Masonic teachings. First, let's have an understanding of the Masonic, which is universal. Okay, it doesn't matter your jurisdictions at all. The Masonic teaching clearly says man's first duty is to love and reverence to God, to employ his aid in all his undertaking, seek his guidance through prayer, embrace and practice the tenets of his religion, extend charity and sympathy to all men, the age, honor the bond of friendship, protect the helpless, lift up the oppressed, comfort the downcast, restore dignity to the rejected, respect the law of the land, promote morality, and aid to the common stock of knowledge and understanding. That is Masonic Teachings 101. That's it. Now, when you think about what I just read, when you invoke the name of deity, you're looking for something to happen. Something that you are not necessarily going to see. But it is an unseen force that you are calling upon to do something for you, per se. To move at will, because you have invoked the name of deity. That's what you're doing. Now, I'm going to say this here. To the administrator who's on tonight, Brother Jackson, if you don't mind, would you please put in my number, 619-286-0642. I appreciate it if you can lock that in. And if you want to call in tonight, you're certainly welcome to do so. That number is 619-286-0642. I want to send a big shout out before I go any further to Illuminating Light. Some may know him as Freemasonry Unlocked. I want to Thank you for coming aboard and joining us in the Research Lodge number 147. I will be sending you out your information ASAP. I thank you very much. So I just want to send him a big shout out and thank him for coming aboard and becoming a member of Research Lodge number 147. If you're interested in becoming a part of Research Lodge number 147, definitely let me know. We'll get you the needed information. There's a process for which you must go through, and we'll take it from there. So, okay, so I'm just going to read some of your comments before I go any further. Greetings to all brothers and sisters from John. Thank you very much, Jackson. Not to become a distraction, but we need you to talk to Hawkins about a Patreon page. It would allow Hawkins to improve or upgrade his YouTube equipment. You know what? You're absolutely correct. But the Patreon page costs. And my thing is, I'm not trying to charge anybody for this. However, brother, I do understand the fact of making the page and doing some things that are a little bit more that's going to enhance the YouTube channel. I got that, and I appreciate that. So that may be something I will look into at a later date and see who would all want to participate on the Patreon page so we can upgrade and get the things done that we need to, that would definitely help us to become a better channel. I appreciate that. So as I go on tonight, talking about those unseen forces. What's up, traveling man? The unseen forces behind everything we do in life is when we invoke the name of deity. In Freemasonry, because we accept men of various faith, they call upon their deity to move for them or to do things in regards to their prayer to that deity. So the unseen forces that we deal with is supposed to act on our behalf. That's what we are taught. Now you could say it's not so, but if you look at the Masonic teachings, as the first duty is the reverence of God, to employ his aid. To employ his aid. If you employ the aid of deity, you're expecting something to happen when things don't quite go your way, or you need something to move or something to happen. You employ deity. You ask for his help, or you ask for its help. Depends on how you want to go with that. So in the process, at the present time, we use two words in life. Two words we use. We use soul and we use spirit as though they meant the same thing. We use soul and we use spirit as though they mean the same thing when they do not. Okay? The soul is I want to make sure I say this right. The soul dies and the spirit lives on. Energy, as we've been talking lately. And some may say, no, that can't be. Can't happen that way. But I beg to differ. The soul died and the spirit lives on. Let me tell you how I know. A lot of us, I need for you to drop some breadcrumbs along the way because I'm about to go somewhere. The question is, when you are asleep, is that your reality? Or when you are awake? And I say that because your dreams is when your spirit travels. Yeah. Your spirit travels when you're asleep. For those of you who may understand what I'm saying, is that when you are asleep, and if any of you have ever experienced what they call sleep paralysis, that is when your spirit has traveled. You can be awake, you want to scream, you are aware, but you can't do anything until the spirit returns back to the body, which is your soul. And then it is like in old tales, they tell us that's when a witch is riding your back or something is sitting on your chest. That's what it feels like. Okay? Yes, out of body experience. But the thing is, most of us don't indulge ourselves in that type of reading because it seems like it's something spooky or scary. But if you were in the Scottish Rite degrees, you would know about archaeology and you would know about um, the stars and how they affect the gravity. Those things you get in the Scottish Rite degrees. You do if you would just go into the works. You can find that. And those of you who are in those Scottish Rite bodies, I don't know how many of you actually indulge in them, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. They deal in the horoscopes, okay? Those 33 degrees of American rights deals in horoscopes. They do. They really do. Now, beyond that, you will find that, as one brother just said, the out of body experience, it is so real. And I say that because I don't know how many of you have ever experienced an out of body experience. I can tell you this from working in the medical field that act it's a fact that it happens based on people who have gone to surgery and they can tell you what's been taking place in surgery and they supposed to be out of it. It's been recorded. It is a fact. Okay. I was living in the world at the time and it got high and it got high as hell. Oh my God. No, Mike Larry. No, no, no. Don't do that to me. So as I began to talk about the spirit and the soul and how we have unseen forces that are working for us and against us. We have unseen forces that are working for us and against us. See, this is why in your 32nd degree, it tells you in regards to Freemasonry, and I said this before, it tells you in regards to Freemasonry what we are fighting for and what we are fighting against. It tells you that. It doesn't explain that in your lower degrees. It doesn't. And if you are a 32nd degree, you know exactly what I'm saying because you know that you hold the scales of justice in your hand when you are blindfolded. I'm just saying. If I'm lying, anybody who's a 32nd can come back and holler at me. Just holler at me. And to get even deeper on that, when you move on up to your 33rd, there's going to be some other, you're going to go on a journey. You know, on your 33rd degree, you go on a journey. The journey that you go on is one that's going to lead you that when you look across, you're going to, I don't want to, let me see how I want to, okay. In order to find this ring right here, in order to find this ring right here, you're going to have to put your hands in some molten lava. And I have to leave it at that. I have to because then I'll be going somewhere else where I want to go, but I can't go here on that. So with that being said, you must always remain humble. The good shepherd always remain humble. It'll come to you later on. But anyway, let's see. I'm missing something. Hello, brothers from King David Grand Lodge in downtown Detroit, Michigan. What's up? Brother Joyce from Imhotep Lodge number 11. Welcome aboard. I will when I get there. Greetings to all. All right, so if you want to call in tonight, you're certainly welcome to do so. Yes, I will remain cautious. There's only so far I can go with that. So with that being said, we're taking a look at two things tonight. Unseen forces that are with us and against us, and the fact that we employ deity in order to make things, I'm not going to say make things, but employ things to happen in one's life. Now, your body is your soul. The spirit is the it factor. Your body, your soul. The it factor is the spirit. The spirit, if you know anything about Seth, and can't think of his brother name right now. Can't think of his brother. Well, anyway, follow me if you will. I'm gonna make sure I get this story correct. So when Seth killed his brother, and they buried him into his tomb, okay, and when they buried him into the tomb, they gave him everything he needed to travel. So when night came, he was able to travel and go about his journey as a bird. The bird represents the spirit. So as he journeyed through the night and as the day began to come in, he returned back into the tomb for which he was buried. Got it right. Now, I can't think of Seth. I can't think of his brother's name. But it deals with Orion's belt. Somebody help me out tonight. I appreciate it. If you can follow me, I appreciate it. Seth is the third degree, brother. Okay, that being the case, you know exactly what I'm talking about then. Because you know that his body was supposed to have been chopped up, and his wife goes and puts it together again, and the phallus then is resurrected, correct? Somebody can talk back to me. I just want to make sure I'm on the right page tonight. I believe it's the other way around. Body, mind, soul. The spirit is inchargeable with the mind, and the soul is your immortal divine existence. I can go with that too, but I want to stick to the way I'm going right now, only because when I see the soul, I see it as the body from a physical point of view, and when I see the spirit, I see it as ruah, as in the air that we breathe, that the unseen force that moves. I see the spirit as the unseen force that moves, and I say it that way because it is called ruah, and God breathed ruah, the spirit, into the soul, and man became a living soul, a living being. That's where I got that from. Now, if you can help me with something else, Brother Alex, I'll roll with that. Osiris, boom, thank you very much. It's allegory. Yes, it is. I was trying to get there. I just couldn't think of it. Okay? Just couldn't think of it. When it becomes babies, it's God's incarnations. Oh, okay. All right. So as we move forward, we find that in this life's journey, as the soul grows old. You ever heard about a man's soul growing old, but his spirit remains young? You know how you say your mind is telling you to move one direction, quick, but that body is like, no, brother, we're going to take our time. For you athletes, you know exactly what I'm saying, you know exactly what I'm saying. So if you go into Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4, the spirit does not die. The soul does. This does. But the spirit does not. If you remember anything in the Matrix, you remember the part where the machine was going around checking on the bodies and they was plugged in? That was their energy source. The human body was their energy source until they was unplugged from the Matrix and sucked down the tube. There was only a few people that was awake within the Matrix. Okay? So the unseen forces that we're against is just like being in the Matrix. Some of us are awake and some of us are not. That's just how it is. Some of us would say, nah, he's crazy. So if you're understanding the Matrix, you remember the part where the lady was dressed in that red, beautiful dress, and Neo turned around to look at her, and there was a signal that what's his name? He was a machine, and Lawrence, is that Lawrence Fishburne? Yeah, He was talking to him and telling him that you should remain conscious what's around you at all times and not be distracted. When today some of us are so distracted till we don't even know whether we are coming or whether we are going, because we don't take the time out to realize the unseen forces that are working with us and are working against us. We don't realize that because we're so caught up in today's activity till we're not able to grasp the very thing that can really lift us and move us. We're not able to grab that. We're not able to meditate. You know, even Christ, the man said, you know, that he had to go meditate. He was in the garden. You know, he went and meditated. Even when he told his disciples, no, you go off, I'm gonna stay right here. He meditated. So meditation is good for the soul. It releases the spirit. And I don't know how many of you have ever meditated, but that's what it does. So let's get back here to Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4, where it says the spirit does not die. If the spirit does not die, but we know that the soul, and I'm talking about the flesh as the soul dies, it continues on. It's electrical. It continues on. I'm just going to read some of your comments before I go on. It's a beautiful allegory. The black man is the first and last. Brother Chavez, welcome aboard. No one can argue with that. Even Europeans love to hide that. Becomes what comes in the dark comes to light. Solar plex, Osiris. The spirit is the means of consciousness of the mind. I can get with that. Alex, I can get with that as far as that is concerned. The spirit is a means for the conscious of the mind. I can get with that. Wisdom at 40. The flesh dies, but the mind is internal. Well, when you say mind, I'm looking more of the spirit is internal. Because the mind, as we know it, that lump of flesh up here, it dies. It goes. It's poof. It's gone. You know. It is so true when they say ashes to ash, dust to dust. That is just a true factor. It is. It's a true factor. What's up, everybody? The propaganda made that is way to distance him from what is important. Ooh, okay, I can get with that. I can get with that. So as we continue, we will find out that the spirit is that ever-existing essence, which is the immortality part of all created things. And in any of the 7 worlds that manifest as a cosmos or comic, I would say cosmos of the divine. Spirit is indestructible. Spirit is indestructible. This is destructible. You can tear this down. You remember the time when Christ said, if you tear this down, I build this temple back up in 3 days? Remember that? So was he talking about a spiritual temple or was he talking about a physical temple? Just something I want you to think about. Just tossing that out. So as we move forward, we will know that the spirit is indestructible. Okay? And that it is uncreated. And when I say uncreated, meaning that once it's created, you can't uncreate that which is created. Not the spirit, you can't. Because it becomes an unseen force. Let me tell you why. If you're into the ancestry thing where you pray to your ancestors for guidance and help, you're calling upon an unseen force. If you're praying to deity, whomever it may be to you, you're calling upon an unseen force. Okay? Be it good or indifferent, you're calling upon an unseen force. Do you think that we're praying to the same God? Really? Do you really believe that all of us are praying to the same God? I'm just asking a question. Somebody can post whatever. Do you believe that? If there's only one God, do you believe we're all praying to the same God to move in our direction? Do you really believe that? There's only one God. And we've often all said that. And do you believe we're praying to the same God? Help me out, somebody. Say that because that's the uniqueness of Freemasonry, is the mere fact that we know that there are men in this great organization who may call God Allah, okay? In the various names that God may be carried throughout this world, okay? Some say that Jesus is God. Some say Jesus is God's son, so therefore Jesus is God manifested in flesh. That's an argument for another day. I'm just saying that God has many names to many different people, and if you believe that we're praying to the same God, you are sadly mistaken, because all of us have our own reason to call upon unseen forces to work for us, while others are calling unseen forces to work against us, and you believe that that is the same God. Just saying. You believe that our ancestors, when they was in slavery, prayed to the same God of their captivity, their masters? Most of them today. But do you believe that? I just need for you to think a little bit, because in Freemasonry, we say we regard no man for his religious belief. So therefore, all we ask is to say that you must believe in a supreme being. And then the Masonic teachings tells you this, that man's first duty is to love in the reverence for God, to employ his in all we do in our undertaking, and to seek his guidance through prayer, embrace the practice, the tenets of his religion, extend charity and sympathy to all mankind, shield and support the widows and orphans, to defend the virtues and respects of the age, those who are older, honor the bond of friendship, protect the helpless, lift up the oppression, comfort the downtrodden, restore dignity to the rejected, respect the laws of the land, promote morality and aid to the common stock of knowledge and understanding. That is our teachings in Freemasonry. So again, I'm asking you, in regards to unseen forces that we pray for and against, do we all believe that we're praying to the same God or deity? All objects that encounter light cast a shadow. The closer you are to the source. Let me see, the closer you are. Let me see, all prophets. Oh, okay, no. I'm losing. Hold on, people. Hold on just a second. The object that encounters the light casts a shadow. The closer you are to the source of light, the greater the image of darkness / shadow. That reminds me of dark matter. That reminds me of dark matter. That's a good one. I like that, Brother Alex. All prophets were God in the flesh and spirit, but don't know Jesus said we was, because he found out who he was, and the religion, politics, political leaders had him killed. Free yourself. Pearls of Wisdom, number 407, sending love and abundance. Wait, what's up, Jennifer? What's going on? Appreciate it. Thank you very much. If the soul is light, how can it die? I never said that. I said the spirit never dies. The soul, this bodily flesh, dies. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You will be eaten by worms. You will go back to the very source from which you came, this earth. You will go back to it. But that spirit is going to live forever. Is going to live forever. That's a fact. That's not something that you guess about. It's going to continue its journey. It has another journey to continue. It does. Tony, so you are saying there are more than one creator. I'm saying, now for me in particular, I believe there's more than one creator. I do. Based on what I've read. Okay? In this young life of mine, I find that when I read scripture, it talks about more than one creator. When he says, or when it says, Elohim says, let's go down and make man in our image, our means more than one. Okay? That's where I get that from again. Now, the second creation, as you will look in Genesis, tells you that the first creation in Genesis, because there are two creations that happens. One is where God placed Adam and Eve into a garden, okay, where they have everything they want and desire and need. And outside of the garden, he tells you that then when let me see, when Cain kills his brother, he goes off into a city called Nod and finds himself a wife. So there are actual people that are outside of the garden, because once Adam and Eve are kicked out of the garden, there is a flaming sword or swords that are placed at the garden that they can't come back into. So yes, I'm saying that there's more than one God. Yes, I'm saying that. And let me tell you why I say that. In your lodge, we're not supposed to talk about religion and politics. However, when recess comes, be so mindful to ask one of your brothers in regards to his beliefs, and you will probably find out the same. I'm just saying. Because for me, when I look into the heavens and I see all of those stars trillions of miles away, I think of my ancestors, those that are gone before me. They are my stars. They are the ones that move me. They are the ones who watch over me, protect me. Those are the shoulders that I stand upon. That's me. See, I built an altar for them. Okay? So yes, I believe that there's more than one God. I believe that there's an unseen force that is working in my life, be it good or bad. You know, there was something that said a long time ago, why do bad things happen to good people? There are unseen forces at work. Now it's what you is how you respond to the things that happens in your life that changes or alter what may occur later on. That's just my thought from readings and everything that I can give you right now. That's just where I'm at. Now, next year, who knows? Because we are supposed to grow. You never are to be the same. You're supposed to be on this journey. This journey is about growth and liberation, freedom, illumination. That's what this growth is all about. This is why I say once again, for those of us who are part of the Eastern Star and Freemasons, trust me and believe me when I say this. If you don't think that there's things that are happening around us, as far as in these United States, you better check yourself. Check yourself. I'm just saying, there are some unseen forces that are happening. It is what it is. Now, when I think of unseen forces, when I think of the heavens on high, some of you, when you think of heaven on high, you think of the sky. You think of that celestial thing that's out there with trillions of suns. Those stars, those galaxies, them trillions of suns that are out there. When I think of heavenly, I think of here. This is the last frontier. It is. This is the last frontier. To control this, when they're able to control this, they got you. It's the last frontier. It's the only thing that man cannot control is another man's thought. But what he can do, he can subliminally implant messages within the television, within movies, within a whole lot of things. And your subconscious picks that up. It's true for those of you who may know. Those of you who indulge in readings and find out for yourself, and you may understand forces that are working for you and forces that are working against you. That's why I say, if you are of your 32nd degree, you will know what it tells you in regards to what we are fighting for and fighting against. It tells you that. This is why, as a 32nd sublime prince, you hold the scales of justice in your hands. Justice is not blind. only those who withhold justice. Hear me clearly. Justice isn't blind. Only those who withhold justice, those who have the power to distribute justice, is blind, not justice itself. So let's see what's happening here. Greetings, everybody who's coming on tonight. I appreciate you once again. Our bodies are prisons for our souls. Our skin and blood, the iron, the brass, the bars of confinement. But fear not, all flesh decay, dies, turn all into ashes, and thus death frees every soul. Oh, okay. I can get with that. Jennifer, you think you deep, don't you? Ha! You think you deep. Oh. All right, brother. Oh, there you go again. Now I got to go and look in my Masonic book to see what you done wrote. There you go again. Brother, I tell you, you keep me on my toes. We are God. Yeah, we're small gods because we're able to create and reproduce. See, anything that can't reproduce itself, God killed it. Jesus killed it. He did. You remember when he was with his disciples? He walked past the fig tree, and the fig tree didn't produce that which it should have been reproducing, which was figs. He killed it. He cursed it. He did. I'm just saying. I want to go somewhere with that, but I can't. Well, I could, but it wouldn't be right. We're not supposed to, but since we are living in the social media age, should see some of these Facebook pages and the politics that goes on. Yes, indeed, you should. You should. In traditional religion, the soul is comprised of three parts, one of them being the spirit, mind, and conscience. Okay. The spirit, mind, and conscience makes up the soul. Okay. So if that makes the soul, what is the spirit? Since the spirit is part of the soul. I'm just trying to break that thing up because I look at it not from a complete part the way you just broke it down. I look at it from two distinct parts. The soul being the flesh and the spirit being that thing which dwells inside of you. If you ever stop breathing, if the air for which we breathe is ever taken from your body, you're done. You're done. This is why in the scripture it says that man became a living soul because of the spirit that dwells in man, the energy. So if you ever stop breathing, the unseen forces, if you ever stop doing that, you're gonna, brother. That's why in the hospital we force, we put you in a trach or breathing tube and we force air into you because that keeps you alive. It keeps the vital organs alive. You can be brain dead. But if we pump that air into you, brothers and sisters, we keep everything alive in you. Everything. And we cut you open and we take it all and we give it away. That's the fact. They do. I mean, if you're a donor. Slave master. Oh, I missed something. All right, I'm about to throw something over here. This little off topic, but please understand what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to have to check you out. Oh, your posts are being deleted if it doesn't stay on topic, just so you know. Your posts are being deleted by the administrator if you do not stay on topic. Both parties are racist and biased. It is to divide and conquer. Red and blue don't care. It's about greed. You're right. Where do you get the knowledge that humans are gods without having the knowledge? Where do you get the knowledge that humans are God without the knowledge? Well, here's where it comes from. I don't know if you was asking me that, but I will give my opinion in regards to that. You remember the other evening when we was talking about Elohim. and then the conversation went into dark matter. The fact is that everything that Elohim needed to create that which was created, the substance was there already. The idea that Elohim took those substance that was there already and created that which needed to be created over trillions or millions or of years, not just a 24-hour period. It took a process to create. Just like a man who impregnates a woman takes 9 months to create. So it didn't just happen over a 24-hour period of time or a week time. This took years to make. This is why in some writings it says that Elohim impregnated the universe. Okay, impregnated the universe. We know that, and science says that there are things that are floating around in the universe that are found on the earth. That's what they say. Now, how true is that? Is based upon the fact that they give us. This is the information that they give us. It is up to us to believe that. But however, we do know that the body, this flesh, is made up of every substance on this planet. We know that. Everything. This is made up of everything on this planet. That's true. So the knowledge comes from that which impregnates that woman. That DNA that the man impregnates in that woman. That's why they said that be careful who you sleep with. It's true. You know, it's true. It is so true. I'm just saying. You think you find out your God because you judge all things and you make your own choices. Ask yourself this: only one really judge you is yourself, nobody else. Who are you? That sounds like a feel-good ideology. That's correct, brethren. In your life. Yeah, the administrator probably did delete some of the things you may have said because it wasn't on topic. It's not personal. I'm telling you, boy, if it wasn't for my grandkids, I wouldn't have that yap out there. I'm telling you, that's for real. So there is no written record. Well, you got to think about it. Most of the records that we have about life in this journeys is on the continent of Africa. Most of all the records that we have of life journeys is on the continent of Africa. And I would say most of all, because there are some that are found here in the United States in the Grand Canyon. There are some places in the Grand Canyon that you can't go. They will not allow you to go. You can't go. There are some places down in South America that they will not allow you to even step foot on. You have to ask yourself, why? Why is it that I can't just go freely into the Grand Canyon and see that which is there? You know, I mean, come on now. So the records that we have, they would never share with us. You know as well as I know that the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic, that body has a library 26 miles long and it's underground. It's in a circle. Okay, you can look this up for yourself. No one goes into that library, and if they allow you to go into this library, only going to take a small pencil. No cameras are allowed, with a small piece of paper. That's it. That's all they give you if they allow you to go into this particular library at the Vatican. I think I'm saying that right. As above, so below. Absolutely. That is such a true statement that people tend to miss it. As above, so below. That is absolutely 100%. If you sleep with a woman, she had slept with 20 other dudes before you basically got the DNA of those 20 dudes. Ah, oh my goodness. You have to have clearance. Yeah, brother, but why do you have to have clearance? What is it that what is it they're holding so tightly that you have to have clearance to go? I can understand Area 51, government made, built, whatever. But this wasn't government made or built. Okay? And when it was discovered, they cleared everything. And they said, you can't step foot over there. What is it? I'm just saying that in this life journey, there are unseen forces, be it for us or against us. This is why we always, as Masons and Eastern Stars, my sisters, thank you, invoke the blessings of deity before we do anything, because we're looking for something to line up and to happen. Okay? We're looking for something to line up and happen for us. Okay? That's why we invoke the blessings of deity. Knowledge, absolutely, knowledge is power. It is. But this is the thing that kills me. For those who have the knowledge and who are willing to share what they have, they're often called crazy or loony. Take, for instance, when they want to destroy a person individually, when they want to destroy them, the first thing they say is that they're crazy, they're on drugs. You can take that, for instance, for any of the movie stars that has turned down big contracts. One in particular is Dave Chappelle. When he turned down that $50 million contract, they was going to own his ass. And he knew it. So he said, no, that's okay. I'm good. He walked away. When he walked away from that money, and he went to Africa, because he said that he went to Africa, they say he went somewhere and he just became drugged out. That's what they said about him. But he didn't go and become drugged out. He went and found himself. Okay? So anytime people go and begin to crucify that person because they may have walked away from something that you thought was a good thing, that's the first thing they try to do, is to destroy them. You know? They are hiding the truth. Please hit the like button tonight. I appreciate it if you do. St. Joseph Lodge number 48. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. The topic of the show is unseen forces. And in the Masonic teachings, what are they? The unseen forces in Masonic teachings, what are they? Do we take that which we know in Masonry and apply it and use it? Be it for the good? Do we do that? You know? Because I would say this. I used to did not believe it. But the more I study, I find out to be true. They say that when you're in the Blue Lodge, that's it. That's it. Everything else, don't worry about it. Being a 33rd, 32nd, they say don't worry about that. Being an inner apprentice fellowcraft, being a master mason, that's really all you need. I used to believe that. I did. I really did. I was like, cool, I'm a master mason. I don't need that other stuff. The Shriners and the Scottish Rite, York Rite, the Primitive Rites, the Memphis Mizram. I don't need none of that stuff. But as I began to really indulge myself in readings on the Masonic thing, man, I'm like, I'm going to try to get every damn thing I can. And I went and I started buying books. I got initiated into the various different rites. I started reading for myself and finding out for myself. And you have so many of those wow moments, and you have so much stuff you want to give to people because you know the information. You feel that if you give it, it will help them to grow and to become better. But then you find out that everybody ain't worthy of your pearls. So I stopped giving my pearls to the swine. I'm just saying. This is why we came up with John G. Jones Research Lodge number 147 because of the information not only that I have, but my Grand Master and my Deputy Grand Master and we had a lot of information because we were all initiated into these different rites and we wanted to just share the information. So that's how John G. Jones Research Lodge really came about. Okay? We wanted to be an information source to get it out, to let people know that, hey, you know what? This platform is for everybody. It just wasn't for members of John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California or members of the Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. It was for everyone because that's what Masonry is supposed to be all about. And we wanted to take that concept and put it in your face and say, here you go. You can take that or let it alone. We're not asking that you agree with everything we're saying. We ask you to pick up a book and go find out for yourself. And come back and let's have the conversation. You have to, brother. Reading is the key to everything. They hide the truth in books. That's why we must read and educate yourself. Of course. Oh yeah, they do. Look, it's a known fact that they put things in books and they put things in movies. Here's the killing part to it. There are laws that are on the books that when you mess up real bad, and if they really wanted to get you, they go search out them laws that has been forgotten. And they'll come back and snatch you with some shit. And you be like, what? Yeah, they do it. They do it to us more so than anyone else. And we know that. We know it. That's why I tell all of my brothers and sisters, please be careful. The most important thing you can do for your family and your loved ones is to get home every day and every night. That's the most important thing you can do for your family. If you are a black man and woman in this world, in these Americas, is to get home safely. That's just a fact. I'm going to share this with you while I'm on one. Now, can I? Like this here. I am part of an association, okay? I'm not going to call its name because they may not want me to call it, but I'm a part of this association, right? And in this association, it tells me how to deal with the police. They said the most important thing you can do, Hawkins, is to get home safe to your family and deal with the situation afterwards. Do not allow your emotions to get the best of you, okay? Remain cautious. Remain calm. Get home. In this association that I'm a part of, this is one of the things that they stress, being that they know for themselves, if they did not have on this particular uniform, they'll be just like me. Afraid. I'm just saying. To be black is always to be stressed. Oh my God. I don't want to get off topic. But anyway, onward. Whoa. 47 Laws of Power is a great book. I have that book. Thank you. The Fez was originally white until... Nah, brother, the Fez was not originally white. The Fez was red or burgundy, period. That's the Fez. Now, if you're talking about the black stone, which was originally white, now we can have that conversation, but not the Fez. Not the Fez, brother. Not the Fez. Yeah, see, you said the Fez was originally white until the Asiatic when they was in captivity. The Asiatics, when they was in captivity, they dropped. There are fezzes in the blood and shown that they will not be oppressed. I'm gonna have to read up on that one because that's not what I've come across in my reading, but I don't know. I hadn't come across that. And they were dipped by the lion's blood. In Christianity, Anglo blood. The Fez is burgundy because blood is that color, red, brown. Well, it doesn't become red until oxygen hit it. Blood doesn't become red until oxygen hits it. I'm just saying. For those of you who work in the medical field, you know when you stick somebody with a needle and you draw it out, oxygen hit it, boom, it's red. I'm just saying. So look, I'm about out of time. I want to say I thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I just want you to give some thought to the unseen forces that are working in your life for the good. Until we meet and greet each other, and after September, oh my God, I want to tell you so bad. But my administrator can testify to the fact that there's something big working in regards to John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason. As a matter of fact, if you are ancient, free, and accepted, this, I'm talking about my black brothers and sisters of the ancient, free, and accepted. No disrespect to the others. If you're a part of that body, this, after September, I'm just saying, holla at me. So, until I meet you, until we pass each other, until we have a phone call conversation, until then, please, whatever you do, stay out the bushes and keep your light on. Peace and love to your families, and blessings and goodwill to all. Thank you. And tune in. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Good night.